again, I am NecroDave, and that is the Manticore Megazord from Power Rangers Mystic Force. The Manticore Megazord is made up of two smaller Zords. On top there is the Phoenix Zord, resting on top of the Lion Zord. They're held together by a magnet, which is always pretty neat, but you can just lift that right off, and we'll take a look at the Lion Zord. And pretty much that's all you do with the Lion Zord is look at it. It doesn't really have any features other than the fact that it rolls. You can move the legs a little bit, but they don't really do much. The rolling feature is what really is the drawing point here, and even that's really not that great. I'm not a big fan of this toy. I bought it because it was on clearance. It was marked down from $50 to $11. Take a look at the Phoenix Zord. You can fold the legs down, and he has a little trouble standing up here in the photo tent, so I'm just going to hold him like that. Spin him around. This tail on the back comes right off, and what that's going to do is later on it's going to form a sword for the Manticore Megazord. You unfold it down like that, pull that out, and you have a sword. I'll show you that in depth in a minute. What you want to do is you want to fold these legs back down, and the wings fold down so that it stands up like so. Now I mentioned before that the Lion rolls, and what it does is it rolls into the Phoenix Zord, and then it will automatically transform into the Manticore Megazord. It's a pretty tough thing to do to line them up, so in order to counteract that, Bandai has included a small little placemat onto which you place these two Zords on specially marked spots so that you know where it's going to line up pretty well. It still has trouble from time to time, so I may not get it on the first take, but what I'm going to do now is I'm going to step outside the cozy confines of my photo tent and try to show you this gimmick in action. Alright, back outside now, and this is the placemat that Bandai has included. It's tough to see on the camera, but there are little blue lines here to show you exactly where the whole thing will line up. Same thing with the Lion Zord on the back. So I'm going to go flip the switch and try to make it transform for you. Alright, so from what we just saw, we're now left with this, the nearly completed Manticore Megazord. I say nearly completed because if you look closely you can see that the lion's paws are still out in front, and what you need to do is you need to flip them around so that the robot's fists show. And then you take the sword, you place that in the hand there, and then the bottom just rests in this little hole on the bottom of his foot. He doesn't really hold it, it just rests in there. The completed Manticore Megazord is really not that great. As you can see along the bottom there, his whole lower half is just one big brick. That's where obviously the mechanism for the rolling feature is. So there's no articulation there of any kind, and there's really not a heck of a lot even in the arms. The head doesn't move, really doesn't do a heck of a lot other than the one gimmick, and the gimmick that it comes with, even with the placemat, a lot of times it doesn't work. I had to do several takes in order to get the footage that you saw a minute ago, and really it's not really worth the loss of a good aesthetic looking toy, or a good playable toy even, in order to get this one gimmick. So I can see why this toy was marked down from $50 to $11, and why our regular Sentai expert, Ava Unit 4A, was smart enough not to buy it. I hope you liked this review, and if you did, please check out the full review at CollectionDX.com. Take care.